Welcome to Monkey Physics IIT JEE NEET Foundations.
Let's take another topic like displacement versus time in case of object dropped from some height. Yeah. So when object dropped from some height, we know u is equivalent to 0. Initial velocity is 0. Still, it is a best example for the constant accelerated motion. So displacement in this case, we need to understand depth fallen versus time. So why do we call it as a depth fallen? Means for example, see here, object is dropped from some height. Now all the physical quantities, whatever the displacement, the formula when you use the displacement versus time, the displacement is from the starting point of the object, not from the ground. For example, if the object starts from ground, for example, in the case of object is thrown up with some velocity, then the displacement in that case is from the ground itself. Now, when the object is thrown up from some height with some initial velocity, then the displacement formula which gives the displacement from this point, not from the ground. So that is what we need to understand. The displacement is from the starting point of the object. It's not from the ground itself. Yeah, that one point we should keep in mind while attending the displacement questions. Now it is dropped, right? U is equivalent to 0. It's dropped. Now in this case, what the thing they are asking us, displacement versus time, which formula we should use to analyze this? We should use S is equivalent to ut plus half at square, and of course initial velocity is equivalent to 0. Therefore we are going to give S is equivalent to half gt square, and of course S is equivalent to g is 10 by 2t square, S is equivalent to 5t square. Of course this can be, I told you already, this displacement also call it as a depth fallen in t seconds. That is what the formula, and that is what we want to analyze displacement versus time. Now in this case, what is question number 1? Example. Now when the object is dropped from some height, now anyway initial condition is equivalent to 0. That is valid. Now it has fallen for t equivalent to 1 second. Now it has fallen depth h1, let us take. Now in 2 seconds, t equivalent to 2 seconds, it has fallen the depth h2. Now in t equivalent to 3 seconds, it has fallen the depth h3. Now in t equivalent to 4 seconds, it has reached to the ground. For example, now this t equivalent to 4, then it has fallen the depth h4. Now how to calculate in 1 second how much depth it falls? h1. Use this formula. What is that? 5 into 1 square. It's nothing but 5 itself. So when an object is dropped from some height in 1 second, how much depth it falls? 5 meters. Now in 2 seconds, how much depth it falls? 5 into 2 square, isn't it? So 5 into 4, it's 20 meters. Now in 3 seconds, how much depth it falls? It's 5 into 3 square. So 5 into 9, 45 meters. Now in 4 seconds, how much it falls? h4 is equivalent to 5 into 4 square. So 5 into 16 is nothing but 80 meters, and so on. Now this is what we need to understand. Whenever object is dropped from some height, how much depth it falls in a particular time intervals, so we can give this formula. Now example, so you please work out this example. So object is dropped from some height, okay. Now it reaches to the ground in 5 seconds. Now what is the height from which it is dropped? They are asking this question. Hope you're doing this, right? So without confusion, you are getting the answer, I think, isn't it? What is the answer you got? Tell me. H is equivalent to 5 t square. So h is equivalent to 5 into 5 square. So h is equivalent to 5 into 25. So h is equivalent to 125 meters. Same as based on this, if in a particular time how much depth it falls means, now we can answer to this question, isn't it? Thank you.